that every single Jew themselves is a letter in the collective Sefer Torah. There's a symbolic 613 letters in the Torah, the 613 archetypal souls, which is so beautiful, because if we all know that if a single letter is missing in the Torah, the entire Torah is just invalid. If your subjectivity, if your letter is not there in the text, in the grand narrative, the Torah is a vain text. It becomes the most holy, sacred object when your subjectivity is there, when mine is there, when everyone is there. That's when it becomes the divine. That's the 613 faces in the text. But part of this idea is that every single person has to write their own Torah as well, which means that there is the Torah. And we're not allowed to write our own made-up Torah. We can't write Jack and Jill, Humpty Dumpty. Like, we have to write Bereshis Barley Him. We have to write the Torah.
It has to be written from another Sefer Torah.
That's right.
Too.
That connects us back to Zevi, to the God, to the truths of the past. But no two Torahs are going to be written the same. Right? No one has the same style. No one has the same calligraphy. No one has the same energy, the same intention, the same passion, the cloth, the hide, the parchment will be different. The ink will be different. The sweat that you drop onto the text and smudge with the letters, your pain and your sorrow and your hopes, your Torah will be fundamentally different. And no two Torahs are the same. And the beauty of an altar, you pick up an altar and you see what it went through. What did this Torah scroll see? And we live with those texts, right? We dance with them, we cry with them, we bring them out on our happiest days, and we leave them barren on our saddest days. So there's this obligation to write the Torah, and this duality of the Torah. There's one person in the Jewish population who has a double obligation to write two Torahs. That's the king.
The king, or he has one that he has with him at all times, wrapped around him, and
exactly one that goes with him at all times, that goes out to war with him particularly. It's the war scroll, and one which stays in the palace. And again, we have this beautiful duality. There's the palace Torah. There's the Torah of which is pristine, which doesn't get touched, which stays in the treasure house, which is truth for generations, which is the Aron Kodesh, which no one touches, which is Ze'eli, which is the bedrock of our knowledge. But then there's the war Torah. We go to war every day. Every day is a battle, and we take our Torah with us. And yes, it gets damaged, it gets chuffed, and it gets smudged, and it gets stolen. The Ark itself gets stolen, right? But those two Torahs have to coexist, and we're not a king with just one, because if we have just one, right, again, then we're stagnant, we're boring, unevolved. God is dead. So I think the obligation is upon us, right? And I think it's precise that the Torah calls it a song. King David, according to Chazal, is punished for calling Torah a song in the book of Psalms. But over here, Moses and God calls it a song because the vision is at the end of days there will be a new song, right? There will be a shir chadash. There will be a Torah chadasha me'iti teitze, says God. And I think that it's upon us in every generation that has aspirations for messianism, for redemption, for beauty and for kindness, is to articulate that Torah. And the question is, what is that living Torah? What is the war Torah that we create in every generation? What is that song that we're going to sing? And I think it has to be a song of unity. I think it has to be a song. And it has to be a song which is discerning. It can't write, if you just write nonsense in your Torah, even a single letter, it has to be exacting, it has to be demanding, it has to be precise, it has to be rigorous, it has to be scientific. But if we don't do that, then we're done for.